Welcome everyone to day 2 of the Denton Black Film Festival. I'm your host, Laura Harris from NBC5. First, before I tell you about today's festival offerings, I want to remind you that DBFF is virtual this year with both on-demand and live-streamed elements. Our theme this year, we tell our stories. There are so many artists and filmmakers who have incredible stories to tell about the Black experience, their Black experiences, and also so many culturally enlightening connections. I want you to keep in mind, all of the films this year are on VOD, that video on demand I was telling you about. That way you can create and customize your own viewing preferences. Okay, so let's break down what will bring enjoyment today. At 10 o'clock, check out the visual arts series called Life Through Art, episodes 1 and 2. At 11, you'll find another compelling conversation about it, and also 2 parts. Part 1 is hosted by Bart Weiss, an award-winning producer and director. Weiss is also the founder of Dallas Video Fest. His guests are 3 filmmakers, and they'll be focusing on how to stay or become creative during this time of upheaval. Then, in Part 2, DBFF's Daisy Best and her guest, social entrepreneur and performing artist Aaron Dworkin, will talk about his recent project. He has put together a docudrama about frontline healthcare workers during the pandemic. There are more film shorts under the banner of creativity in a time of upheaval. Here's an example.
It's hard to find in this city. We'll swing to that old tune that rings through the room. I hope that I'll hold from its tune. Are you scared?
If you missed any part of that conversation, don't worry. Remember, it's on VOD, video on demand, meaning you can catch it later. The DBFF Institute offers a Redux video workshop. You'll collect tips on finding the story you want to tell in a more simplified way. That's coming up at noon. Another session is scheduled for noon on Friday. And then coming up at 4 o'clock, you'll be exposed to ideas about the art and politics of podcasting, plus another segment on Podcasting 101. And that starts at 6 o'clock. Are you feeling a little light on your feet? I thought so. And I also think you'll enjoy at 1 o'clock a new offering this year. DBFF calls it Screen Dance. They're films that turn the artistry of dance into cinematic character. Meet up with Katya Woods, who is a film critic and the creator of A Cup of Soul show. Woods will be joined by director-producer Lainey Zapoy and screenwriter Chisa Hutchinson. And they want to talk about their award-winning feature called The Subject. Next at 3 o'clock, you've got a front row seat learning about art collecting. Rudy Green and Elisa Durrett will be your guides for that. At 4 o'clock, the film Coded Bias begins. You ever wonder how facial recognition software is often used against people of color? This film explores just that. Here's a trailer and a message from the director.
Namaste, my name is Shalini Kantaya and I am the director of Coded Bias. On behalf of my crew, I would like to cordially welcome you to the screening of Coded Bias at this festival. I owe a debt of gratitude to the brilliant and badass cast of my film for giving me an education and in turn, hopefully sharing that with you. And I hope it's the kind of film that changes the way that you see the world. And with that, I'd like to welcome you to Coded Bias. Enjoy the show.
Very thought-provoking for sure. At 7 o'clock, do not miss a really powerful series called Detroit Rising. how the Motor City becomes a restorative city. It's a pretty long title for a film, but it's packed with examples of how the city is changing for the better.
Most people talk about leaving America, but you up and did it.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship with America. It's like the bad boyfriend that you keep coming back to. I worked in politics and journalism, and I've lost faith in politics.
I'm like a skeptic. I've been working on this stuff all my life. But when you go to Detroit, you're going to see people taking responsibility for their own lives using restorative practices, like revolution by conversation. If we can encourage people to replicate it, we can transform America. And I'm convinced you'll like it.
And you'll want to stick around after the film for the panel discussion. You'll learn more about how one man's tragedy was a catalyst for change in Detroit. So before I leave you today, just a reminder here, all DBFF films are available on VOD. I've also got a bonus tip for you. Tomorrow, you can see a behind-the-scenes conversation with filmmakers Bobby Huntley and Colby Frey. They've created a brilliant parody called Auntie. It's a mashup of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the films Get Out and Us. Remember when Aunt Viv was replaced on Fresh Prince? Who could forget? Okay, so how's that for a tease? Don't miss that coming up Friday at 2. Have a great festival, everyone. I'm Laura Harris with NBC5. It's been my pleasure to take you through your choices. Thursday, January 28th. See you again soon.